We are delighted to have you today. I am Kelly Bigger, and I'm coming to you today from Cleveland, Ohio. I work for something called the Young Entrepreneur Institute. And we try to spread the mindset to kids in grades K through 12 and give them those awesome skills. And I can't wait to hear about what you're doing. So if you'd be so kind as to introduce yourself, your name, where you're from, and look forward to your presentation.
Great. Yeah, my name is Elyse Gainor. I am based in California, so I live in Oakland right now, and I'm a program director at Digital Promise, and I'm going to share a project that we are working on called the YouthMADE Festival. It's also, you can see it in my background.
Yes, I saw that.
Great colorful Zoom backgrounds. These are actually free for anyone to use. So I'll share more about where those resources are, but I actually have a couple of slides. So I'm going to share my screen and then get started.
Yes, feel free to share.
Okay.
And it looks like Rohan might be here. So I think I have just promoted him, Julie.
I think I did too. So it could be that, we can cancel each other out. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we did. My apologies.
Oops. Hold on a sec. Are you all seeing the right thing?
We are seeing about Digital Promise. Whoops.
I'm sorry. I think, I don't know. I had some windows up that I didn't. Sorry. I thought I posted all my
And maybe windows. While you're putting that up, Rohan could introduce and has just joined us as a student host. Rohan, we're having trouble hearing you. Are you able to make your sound come up better? Sounds good. Well, no hurries, Rohan. You can work on that, and Elyse will do her presentation, and then we will talk afterwards. Yes, go ahead, Rohan. You can come out and come back in and see if that helps.
Great. So I'll get started.
Take it away. Awesome.
Thanks. All right. So I'm glad to be here. Again, my name is Elyse Gainor. I work at Digital Promise. I'm based in Oakland, California. And I'm sharing about the YouthMADE Festival, which we are running. It's a global celebration of youth creativity and innovation from May 15th to 28th of next month. So a little context about Digital Promise. We are a global nonprofit working to expand opportunity for each learner. We work with educators, researchers, technology leaders, and communities to design, investigate, and scale up innovations that empower learners, especially those who have been historically and systematically excluded. We have many different projects with lots of different stakeholders, as mentioned here, with educators, researchers, technology leaders, communities, etc. And YouthMADE is just one of our projects where we are showcasing and amplifying youth creativity, innovation all over the world. So I'll just start with a little more info about the YouthMADE Festival. YouthMADE actually stands for Youth Making Activism, Art in Design and Education. And the festival is basically meant to be an inclusive celebration where we're amplifying youth creativity and innovation worldwide. So we invite educators, students, organizations, and advocates to host and join events from any location, both in person or virtual. And then people can connect with each other on social media using the hashtag YouthMADE. So I'm going to go a little bit into some of the principles, our guiding principles with putting this celebration together. One of the things that is really important for us is for the festival to be very inclusive. So it's open to all youth, educators, advocates, and organizations who are championing youth creativity and innovation. Of course, we want events to amplify, students' voices and youth voices, but the participants have complete creative control over what you want to present. And we don't have an application or a proposal process. It's really about thinking, what you want to create in your community, what kind of event or what kind of content you want to share, and then adding it to our directory, which I'll share later, for us to help promote. And then just having that celebration with the people in your community. So we really want it to be inclusive. And with that, we don't have any like parameters around the time or language that presentations or events or celebrations happen. They can be in any language or time zone. And then we also really want the festival to be mutually beneficial for both people who present and people who attend. So we ask for folks to attend other sessions if they host a session. And then for us as Digital Promise, we're showcasing a lot of what people outside of Digital Promise are doing. So we really wanted to create a place where there's reciprocity and that people feel like they're able to freely share what they're working on, but then also attend the events from others. And then lastly, our other principle is around joy. So we really want the festival to be fun. We don't want teachers to feel like this is an extra add-on, or really anyone to feel like this is an extra add-on or burden, but really just think about what kinds of experiences would be meaningful and fun and feasible for you to create, whether it's something really small like a Twitter chat, to something big like a district-wide showcase. We really don't have any preferences for how big or small your event is or activation. It's really just about having fun and bringing connection and meaning to the people that you're celebrating with. So just to give you a quick overview of our last festival. So our 2022 YouthMADE Festival was the first one. We're actually going into the second one. And we had over 80 submissions. These were different kinds of contents and events from over 70 countries. We had 25 live events from educators, students, and organizations. And then our YouthMADE hashtag had a 6 million global reach. So we're really excited for this next one. And I'm going to go over all the different ways that you can participate in the 2023 festival. So the first way is through hosting an event, and that event could be an in-person event in your community. It could be a virtual event that happens online, or it could be hybrid, something that you do in person and people can join and stream, or however you want to work that out. We also are introducing something new called the YouthMADE Festival Community Awards, and that's basically where we'll offer a place for attendees to different events to give kudos and feedback to the presenters, the students, and their student projects. And then we'll use that community feedback to generate awards, basically community awards that will continue to highlight the the creators and change makers in those communities. And people can also just share content. So if you have things that were already published, like blogs or videos or articles, whatever, you can share content for the festival and we'll help promote it during those 2 weeks. And then finally connecting with other participants, by joining their events, but also using that YouthMADE hashtag. So I'm going to go into each of these points in a little bit more depth. So the first one, hosting an event. We don't have any preferences for the kind of event or activation that you want to host. It could be any of these examples here or others. So these are not, this is not an exhaustive list of all the options that you have, but these are some of the types of events that people did last year. So it could be like a virtual or in-person exhibition or showcase, a webinar or workshop. It could be a flash talk. It could even be something in school, which, of course, the public doesn't need to be invited to any in-school events, but we still want to know about it, even if you're hosting a private event. It could be a social media event, like a Twitter chat or Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok Live, or Ask Me Anything. And so the variety and the options are really boundless, and we just encourage people to host and create whatever makes sense for them and what they are able to put together. And then once the details of your event are confirmed, you can actually add them to our directory on our website, youthmade.org. And it's basically just a little form that's, you have to scroll down on the first page, you add your information, it asks you if you have anything to share for the festival, you say yes, and then you can add the details about the event or the content to that form. And this form, you can actually fill it out more than once. So you could use it to sign up for our email list, you can use it to add a piece of content, you can use it to add an event, and yeah, you can do it multiple times. So if you just sign up for the email list now, but then later you have an event that you want to add, that would be perfectly fine. Or people have had multiple events or multiple like discrete events in their series, and so you could add those multiple times as well. And then the directory will show up, and it has all the content that people have submitted in the directory. So we also have resources to help people host their own events. These are all, again, on our website, youthmade.org, but we have a guide, how to host an event in 5 steps. It's basically just the 5 ways to get started with planning your event, sharing it with us, sharing it with your community. For folks who want to do a virtual event and are curious about what different platforms are available, we put together a curated list of platforms. These are not necessarily endorsements, but we've seen people use them effectively in the past, and so we added them as resources that people could use for the YouthMADE Festival. And then we also have a guide for reaching and engaging your community in your event. So this is really all about outreach, contacting media if that's something you wanted to do. We have social media templates you can edit to share about your event. And then also some tips for like how to create connection and community and engaging people who actually attend, how to create that positive experience for them. And then finally, we have the YouthMADE Festival Design Kit, and this is where you can find all the logos, illustrations, even my Zoom background. You could download all of these items and create things, create your own designs using the designs that we have, but you could also just use it for like creating a slide deck or, doing some other kind of creating materials for your presentation or event. And so again, these are all at youthmade.org. You have to hit the side menu to open the drop down for each of these, but they're all on our website. And then a little bit more about the YouthMADE Community Awards. We'll provide a link for all of the participants who are hosting an event, to share with your event attendees. And so this is for them to give kudos to your event, share some descriptive feedback or things that they appreciated about your project or about the presentation. And then we'll use their kudos to give out the YouthMADE Festival Community Awards. And these will all be added onto our youthmade.org website. The awards will highlight, impactful youth creators and change makers who attended the festival. So the other way to participate is through sharing content. And again, the content listed here is not all of the content that you could potentially share, but these are a few examples of what people have shared from blogs and articles, virtual galleries. It could be pre-recorded social media content, or really anything previously published that you want to be amplified during the festival. Digital Promise will share out that content from our social platforms during the time of the festival and highlight the work that you've done. So we encourage people to share content as well, just so that we can help promote it and share it with our global community. And then finally, connect with others. You can join other people's events, and you can connect with others using the hashtag YouthMADE on social media. So again, we have our registration form right on our website. You can sign up for the email list. You can use the form to add content. You can use the form to add your event. And this is really the best way for us to be able to keep in touch with you. And another last plug for all of our resources, I'm here to help with any questions that folks have, so you can feel free to reach out to me. And my email is actually on the website, but I can figure out how to share it after this later. And again, we have these resources: how to host an event in 5 steps. We have the outreach guide. We have a curated list of virtual platforms, the design kit. And one thing I didn't mention before is that we're also offering certificates of participation and community service letters to students who can present their work during the festival. So our next steps after this would be to organize your event. If you want to get involved, you would add the event or content to the directory. And then we're actually going to have our next YouthMADE orientation on April 20th. So you could register for that. And that would be another place to ask questions, share ideas that you have for the festival, and connect with other people who are also interested in organizing an event. So I'm going to stop there and see if there are any questions, and yeah, feel free to write them in the chat or come off mute.
Well, great presentation, Elyse. I'm fascinated by it. I love your slides. They're so colorful and fun and perky. So I thought that was awesome. And you did a very good job of telling us, what it is and why and how and all the information that we need. Did you say this is the second year that you've done it?
Yes, this is our second year coming up next month. Yeah.
Great. And was it you that came up with the idea, or where did the idea take root from?
It's really a team effort. So a little more history is that our organization, we have run different like design challenges and programs with educators that are for students to create things, like take action on issues that they care about, design solutions related to the SDGs, and we continue to do that. But previously, before the pandemic, we had some really specific showcase opportunities for the students in those programs, after they completed their projects. Mm-hmm. Like one program we worked on, the students could go to the UN General Assembly and share their media in the SDG Action Zone. Of course, this is all before, COVID really disrupted things. And so after we're working on another design challenge now. And so with that, we were thinking, like, what kinds of other opportunities can we create for students who are in these programs now that, it's COVID is with us, these kinds of events and conferences, a lot of them aren't happening quite the same way anymore. But what could we do to offer that kind of platform and showcase opportunity for students? And so that's basically how the YouthMADE Festival came about, and really not just wanting to showcase what we're doing at Digital Promise, but thinking there's so many other people, whether they're organizations, whether they're just individual students or teachers, whether it's schools, districts, etc., who also care about this work the way we do. And so how can we also invite them in and really just showcase this kind of work as a whole, and not necessarily make it about any one program or any one organization or any one, school or whatever, but have a place where people can find a place where that they can fit in and connect with other people and find other people who care about the same thing. So that's basically how it came about, just like a team effort of brainstorming, and the designs were all done by our creative director, Sarah Martin. So shout out to her, she did a really great job. But really just trying to collaborate and figure out what we could do and what we could offer to create that global platform and celebration.
Great. Thank you for that background, Elyse. Greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see if Rohan's voice is working there, or if his audio is working, and would love him to introduce himself. He is a student host that's joined us today, and I'm sure he's got a question or two for you. Take it away, Rohan.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I was experiencing some background difficulties. Yeah. Okay, so my name is Rohan DeBarkle. I'm in America and I'm in 6th grade.
And Rohan, where are you in America? What state are you?
Oh, well, I'm in Massachusetts, Boston.
Boston, Massachusetts. Great. In the 6th grade. Do you have some questions for Elyse on the YouthMADE Festival?
I think it was really good, but I couldn't get most of it, like the presentation. Sorry, I was experiencing some difficulties.
No worries at all. We all experience those difficulties. I always say when everything works, it's awesome. But then when it doesn't work, it's so frustrating. So no worries at all. We're glad you made it in for the end here and that you can join in and be an awesome student host. Elyse, what else does your organization do?
So I can share a little bit more about my team because I think it's very aligned with what we're sharing and talking about at the Global Innovation Field Trip. So my organization, Digital Promise, does a lot. So I'm not going to go into everything that we work on, but my team, I'm on the learning experience design team at Digital Promise. And so our team even has a couple different bodies of work. And so the body of work that I work on is youth voice and innovation. And so our team really works on cultivating opportunities for youth globally to experience and participate in powerful learning opportunities through designing, through creating, through making. And the main way that we work is through working directly with educators. So we don't necessarily engage the students directly in these programs. We really work with educators to collaborate with them, providing resources, but also listening to their stories and seeing how they're implementing this kind of learning in their classroom. So it's really more of like I guess like a collaborative kind of partnership. And so we're running another design challenge called the Sienna Solutions Challenge, which we just announced the awardees of that. And that's basically a design challenge for middle and high school youth anywhere in the world to design solutions addressing the sustainable development goals in their communities. And so we really do have students from all over the world who've participated, and they can apply for a $2,500 award to sustain and scale their projects. And that award actually goes to the school, to the institution. So we just announced 20 awardees from really all different countries just a few days ago. And then we'll be announcing another application round for the awards in the fall. But people can actually continue submitting projects. So that project submission portal is open. They can submit, year round. And then once it's time to actually apply for funding, they would just go back into the website and then select the project that they wanted to get funding for, and then submit the application. So that's another project that we work on. And then with that project, we also have some model schools. So we do more direct support with a cohort of schools in Ottawa and another cohort of schools in Atlanta, Georgia, around challenge-based learning, which is what the Sienna Solutions Challenge is anchored in, the challenge-based learning framework. And that's basically a framework for solving challenges while learning. And you go through the 3 phases of engage, investigate, and act. So we also do some direct work with schools there. So that's just an overview of like the smaller team within my actual larger team, and that team is within Digital Promise. But we have a lot of different programs across the organization, whether it's with research, whether it's with districts. The League of Innovative Schools is one of our oldest programs, and that focuses on like catalyzing the community of superintendents and district administrators around innovation and equity and like improving learning opportunities for students. So we have a lot going on. But that's just a little glimpse of what we do as a team.
That's great. Thank you for sharing. I look forward to looking at your website and learning more, and possibly talking to you individually offline. I love all the different things that you're doing. So
I would love to connect.
For sharing today. Anybody else have any questions for Elyse, or thoughts or comments?
Hey, I just have a quick question, Elyse, and probably a flaw in our registration form, but if there's any information, connectivity information, whether it's an email address or your website or whatever you'd like, we can add it to the description in YouTube as well. Just drop it in chat before you go and I'll make sure it gets in the description.
Okay, that's great. I'll do that right now. I'll put that in the chat.
Great presentation. Love the program. Can't wait to do more. I think we just met, what, a week ago?
We just met. Yeah. No, I'm so glad we met you all because it's so, what we're doing is so similar. And so we should find ways to work together. And then I'll put I think we just opened this. Hold on. So I'm just writing down the website and our email address.
Yeah, okay. And then you'll have to come back on future gifts to give us an update, what's going on, what new initiatives you're working on.
Yeah, we'd love to. We'll be sharing, we'll be getting ready for back to school with the Santa Solutions Challenge. So we'll have some really cool opportunities with that as well. Well, I can close out. I can stop sharing.
Did you put something in chat?
I did. I put the website.
Okay, I see it now. Okay.
Yes.
All right, that's perfect. Perfect.
Awesome.
All right.
Great job. Well, thank you so much, Elyse, for joining us today. We look forward to working together in the future. And it's just been so much fun to hear what you're doing in California and around the globe.
Yeah.
So, great. I feel lucky to be a part of your presentation today. So thank you very much.
Ellie. Great. Well, I hope you all have a great rest of your day and with all the presentations and everything.
Great. Thank you very much. And you enjoy the rest of the weekend as well.